how does the most visited museum in the entire world look at night? Well, I just got off the Louvre after doing a Facebook Live broadcast showing the mysteries of the Mona Lisa. But for this special 360 video, we're going to see the very foundations of the original Louvre fortress. And then we're going to go upstairs to see the beautiful Louvre lit up at night, including the glass pyramids built by Pei. We're under one of the smaller ones. Let's go right into the middle and see the larger one in all of its glory. We're going to see it from below, and then also we're going to see it from above. This is a 360 video. Feel free to turn your camera in any direction you would like. The Louvre is the most visited museum in the entire world. Over 7 million people visit it on a yearly basis. About 30,000 people visit it per day. That's larger than most towns around the world. And here we're underneath the glass pyramid, completed in 1989 by Chinese-American architect Pei, mostly known for his breathtaking work in brutalist architecture. But he did not build this one in the brutalist style. He built this one in glass and steel. So take a look. This is the very entrance of the Louvre. However, as we walk around, I'll show you a better entrance to come in through, because if you come in through the main entrance, lines will be very long. So let's walk around. So the Louvre has 3 distinct wings. The Denon wing, which is where Wing Victory is at. We have the Sully wing, where we can see more of the foundations. However, the museum is currently closed, so we can't see those foundations. We're going to see another one. And then here's the Richelieu wing, where the Mona Lisa is currently located. But this glass pyramid is truly breathtaking, because rather than build a new entrance, as the plan was for Francois Mitterrand, who was the president at the time, there was a lot of support to build a huge new entrance to the Louvre, especially with the huge amount of tourists coming in. After the 1950s, with the invention of the jet airliner, millions of people were coming to Paris. And then with the rising economies of Japan and the continuing rising economy of America, even more millions started coming in. So the Louvre was over capacity. Before, the Louvre would be calm and quiet. When Pei first came here in 1951, he said there was only 2 bathrooms. It was always empty. However, that changed, and they needed a new entrance. But Pei did not want to tear down a part of the original Louvre in order to build a grand entrance. So he went to the president of France and said, I will only build this under one condition, that we build it under the Cour Napoleon, which is the courtyard of Napoleon, which we're going to see soon as we walk outside. So here is the huge lobby. Now, the glass and steel of the pyramid is very unique to Pei's work. Pei did not do too much glass and steel work. But you can see Pei's signature brutalist style above our heads. We have beautifully poured concrete blocks all around us. Well, actually I have to confirm, they're probably not concrete, but they do look like concrete. They're not real concrete, but they do look like concrete. So if you see the Silver Towers in New York City, very similar aesthetic to the Silver Towers. The windows that recede into those apartment buildings, very similar to how the ceiling lights look like. However, the entrance you want to come in through is through here, which is a little bit further down in the courtyard, close to the Arc. Now, you're going to see as we walk outside. So look at the beautiful lights. There's amazing shops. The Louvre has a great, huge gift shop, which you do not need passes to go in. All you do is you need to get through security, but the security line here is super short. And the reason for that is that technically this is the group entrance. However, they actually don't care if you're not in a group or not. So you could just stroll right in. So let's check this out. So this is a security line and tends to be very short as opposed to the huge wrapping around line on the main entrance. And here we get to see the second of Pei's smaller pyramids that also inverses inside into the lower level as about 9 meters down. Wow. Let's take a look up. So people down there making selfies where the perspective is up through the pyramid. Okay, so the Louvre, how old is it? Well, the modern day Louvre that we see was built as a palace for King Henry II. However, the Louvre predates that. Louvre was first started construction in 1202. By King Auguste, who was building a fortification in order to stave off the incoming Viking invaders. And they were coming in through the Seine, so they built the walls along the River Seine. Those very foundations of the original wall are right in front of our very eyes. Turn around this way. Well, turn around every direction because you can see a little bit more of Pei's genius work. So here are the foundations of the original Louvre fortress built by King Auguste, starting constructed in 1202 and finished constructed around the 1300s. However, the fortification ended up being used beyond that, and it was converted into a palace in the early 1500s by Henry II. But the modern day Louvre that we know of was constructed first by Catherine de Medici, and then later on Louis XIV, and then finally finished construction with Napoleon III. The entrance that I was talking about is now sealed off because the Louvre is already closing up, but the original entrance is there. I'm going to point it out as we walk outside. So get ready to see the Louvre in all of its glory. Outside at night. We saw it during the daytime, but now we're going to see it at night. If you want to see the daytime video, go to the Facebook page and you'll see the Louvre live video I did outside, and also I did a video of the mysteries of the Mona Lisa. But here is also more of the foundations. Walking, you see, surrounded by the original foundations of the Louvre. Now, the wall ended up extending even bigger towards the 1300s, almost encompassing a good chunk of what we know as like touristy Paris. So it will encompass the modern day 1, 2, 3, and 4 arrondissements, and 7 and 8, I think, as well. Here is how the Louvre looks from a model. So as we can see, the Louvre is way more than just the entrance. There's also parking garages, car parks underneath the courtyard. So now let's go upstairs and see the views of the Louvre. Let me see if I can go up through here. Probably not, but I'm curious. I want to explore. Let's all explore together. Oh, this is the parking garage. But here we can get a closer look. But here we can get a closer look at the walls and even touch them. Oh, wow. So I'm touching right now hundreds of years of history dating back to 1300s, maybe even older. I'm not exactly sure when these walls exactly date, but anywhere between 1202 and 1320 something. Wow. So cool. So much history. So you can imagine the Viking invaders, which were successful for a while, trying to scale those very walls, which they did. But we'll learn more about that in a different broadcast of old medieval Paris. Now, let's go outside. We'll see how we can get outside. So this facility is huge. There's a bunch of shops here. Mineral shops, interesting. A lot of there's some minerals displayed in the Louvre as well. A very old school photo booth, that's awesome. Now the Louvre is much bigger than we actually see it as. We see only the museum, and we think those marble sculptures and paintings stay stationary there for decades. The Mona Lisa might have moved, but maybe the Mona Lisa hasn't moved in years. However, that is not the case. The Mona Lisa wasn't the only painting that has moved recently. A bunch of paintings and sculptures move all the time. There's a team of woodworkers, forgers, carpenters, basically any type of trade that's necessary in order to maintain all the displays that can be found everywhere in the museum. And especially in order to solidify the bases of these very heavy marble sculptures, they have to replace them after a while. They usually have to replace them a lot more often than we think. And here we go. Let's go outside. So on any day, off day, maybe at night as well, you'll see workers try and take the marble sculptures and move them. Take away the foundation and place them back together, and sometimes shift things around. Okay, everyone. We're out. Let's get ready. Brace yourselves for 360. Here we are, the outside of the Louvre at night, in all of its splendor, in all of its glory. Look around every single direction, take it all in. The Arc of Napoleon predates the first arc that Napoleon I built in his own honor. The new sections that were built by Napoleon III, his nephew, reigned actually longer than his father, than his uncle. And there we have the wonderful glass pyramid of Ayampe shining in the night. Probably one of the most iconic night images in the world. Because technically I can't show the Eiffel Tower at night. Don't look over there. Don't look over there at all. Don't look over that way. Don't do that. And there is the Arc. If you want to learn more about the story, go to the broadcast of the Eiffel Tower history. All right, let's go towards the glass pyramid. So traffic actively passes through here. Usually you'll see cars passing right through the middle of the Louvre grounds. Kind of shocking, actually. But Paris is still a major city. A lot of people working. And here, beautiful grounds of the Louvre. Ooh, check this out. Wow. So I think that's where Ian Pei's pyramid really sticks out, is how it shines at night and has this beautiful kind of modern display amongst all this classical architecture, old meeting new. Wow. This is so amazing. I am in utter awe. Let me know if you've been here at night as well. The cafe of the Louvre is still open pretty late at night. That's awesome. Let's take a closer look at the pyramid itself. Have to go around. Just go around. Wow. That is breathtaking. Also, the Louvre itself, the classical part, is beautifully lit as well. That's why they call Paris the City of Lights. The monuments have been lit up since tourism really began in the city 100 years ago. First, it was lit up by gas lights. It was the first major city to be fully lit by gas lights. The infrastructure was there way before New York City, or cities like London as well, or Shanghai. Let's take a closer look. And here is the main entrance to the Louvre. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. No one has told me anything. There we can see the huge Ferris wheel that was built, I think, pretty recently. Wow. Absolutely magical. Now, if you do want to see the museum at night, come here on Friday during the summer. You can come here around 8 p.m. You'll be in the museum during nighttime because the sun already starts setting around 8:30. However, if you want to come to the museum and stay for much longer at night, come here during wintertime, and you'll spend at least a few hours at night on a Friday night. And it's also free on Friday night. Here's the water. And it's cool, it has this infinity pool effect. And that is where we started. Thank you everyone so much for watching this 360 video. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Louvre at night, seeing Ian Pei's beautiful glass pyramid structure, at least in my opinion, beautiful glass pyramid structure. I know not everyone agrees with me, of course. And the classic Louvre, this modern section built by Napoleon III in the late 1800s, surrounded by so much beauty. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. You'll also see a lot of people taking like wedding photos, or this one, they're doing like a full-on photo shoot here with a huge light. Just take it all in. Wow. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Keep being awesome. And always keep on exploring. Au revoir, everyone. Bye-bye.